On Saturday, May 20th, Chantelle Cameron retained her undisputed junior welterweight championship with a majority decision win over Katie Taylor in Dublin, Ireland. However, promoter Eddie Hearn has confirmed a rematch clause and plans to come back to Dublin for the rematch in the fall. So let's take a look at what went wrong and what Katie would need to do in order to come out victorious in the rematch. It was obvious early in the fight that Katie's plan was to slip or high guard bait the jab of Cameron. The main reason for slipping the jab was to stay out of harm's way and avoid taking damage from the opponent's punches. By slipping the jab, Katie could create an opening for counters and utilize her speed while also slowly tiring out her opponent by making her miss. However, it is important to use the technique judiciously and only when the boxer is confident that it will be effective, as slipping too early or too wide can leave them vulnerable. Whenever Chantelle would feint the jab, Katie would initiate a pre-slip or anticipatory slip. This would allow Katie time to gather a read on Cameron. Once she garnered the response from Chantelle that she wanted, Katie would often counter with a high three. While staying on the theme of Katie's lead hook, it is a primary tool in her overall offensive kit. Whether used to counter or as a check hook to escape the ropes, Katie likes to use it pretty often. The check hook is particularly effective against forward pressure fighters and those who telegraph their strikes. So it was no surprise that Katie used it so often as Cameron continuously applied pressure. On another note, Katie would utilize her lead hook as a means of retaliation for her opponent throwing left hooks to her body. Cameron also had a tendency to drop her right hand at times, so the lead hook was a good choice. When executed with proper technique and at the right time, it can deliver incredible damage. When looking at what went wrong, there was quite a few things, but I will mention the most glaring issues. Starting from the ground up, Katie would get punished quite often for either not being ready for the jab of Cameron or not properly having her feet set. Having overall good balance improves defense, agility, and confidence in the ring. Good balance enables boxers to stay stable during their offense and defensive moves, and it increases their punching power and counter-punching opportunities. When a boxer has good balance, they can stay standing after taking a hit or pivoting on the balls of their feet. The issues of balance also translates to issues with lead hook mechanics. Bad left hook punch mechanics can lead to common faults, such as trying to hit too hard, dropping the right hand, and relying solely on upper body movement. This can affect the power and effectiveness of the punch itself and may also leave the boxer vulnerable to counterattacks. Therefore, it is important for boxers to master the proper mechanics and form of the left hook punch to maximize its effectiveness in the ring. Also, in boxing, your stance is your foundation. It provides balance, stability, and power. Breaking your stance means that you are compromising your balance and stability, which can lead to a number of issues. Cross-stepping is a common theme with Katie that leaves her with no other choice but to utilize the high guard with no means of retaliation. Overall, maintaining a solid stance will be crucial if she looks to improve enough to overtake Chantelle in the rematch. Lastly, Taylor had the unfortunate job of trying to deal with the naturally bigger and more talented inside fighter in Chantelle Cameron. She had a solid plan early of trying to con Cameron into throwing a jab while moving under it. slipping and countering with lead hook or lead right hand. This plan seemingly went out the window once Chantelle turned up the heat. Cameron would apply good inside wrestling and framing tactics to neutralize Katie's ability while also maintaining good leverage for her own punches. The rematch will provide Taylor with an opportunity to overcome her one lone defeat. It is difficult to predict the outcome of a rematch as both boxers have their unique strengths and weaknesses. Katie Taylor has extremely fast hands and throws punches in bunches and usually wins out her 50-50 trades. However, Taylor is an experienced professional boxer and has previously won numerous world championships in her career, which makes her a very formidable opponent. But she has a tall task in front of her when it comes to beating the naturally bigger and in some cases naturally more talented Chantelle Cameron.